This is the NFL on EA Sports as we welcome you to MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford, New Jersey. This crowd a few minutes ago stirred into action at the side of their men in blue emerging from the MetLife tunnels. We're set to go as the Giants get ready to match up with the Houston Texans. Aldrick Rosas, the Giants kicker, ready to go. And here we go from MetLife Stadium.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Now a first down throw, Watson. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their second down call is going to look like now.
To throw on second is Watson. He's going to wind up and air it out. It's caught inside the 25. And he's able to get this down deep on the Giants side of the field. The Clemson connection. Watson to Hopkins for a big one. 47 yards. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
On second down, here's Watson. And that is incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. And it's third down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Watson now to throw. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. Gain of 9 that time on the scramble, 1 yard shy of the marker, and it brings up 4th. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down. 4 down.
They will indeed snap it to Watson. And that is going to be incomplete. Bill O'Brien rolls the dice, but to no avail. And this crowd into it early. Their guys stand tall on the opening drive of the football game. Manning and the Giants come up now 1st and 10 at their own 11. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And blocked down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Oh, he's got the full package. He can spin, he can juke, he can make you miss, he can drop a shoulder on you. Some of that elusiveness we saw at Penn State has definitely translated to the NFL game. Saquon Barkley hit the proper buttons and turn him loose.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here. A 1st down carry for Barkley. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level. One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the 2nd half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the 1st half. Maybe not so much in the 2nd half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Regular. Hey, gun.
Throwing is Manning on 3rd down. And Ingram holds it in. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 15 yards through the air and a 1st down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's a give to Barkley. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
They keep it with Barkley on first down. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much, as he's down to the 48. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. On 2nd down, here's Manning. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
From midfield, here's Manning. Over the middle, he's got his tight end Ingram. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards on the play.
Brandon, unless my eyes deceive me, I think they found a matchup that they're trying to exploit here, don't you? I mean, it's the second time they've gone to him here on this drive.
Yeah, opening drive. It's a tone setter, right? I think they're going to be looking his way a lot.
Yeah, and I think that the way things are going right now, they like him as a featured receiver. Let's see what kind of adjustments the defense is going to make to try and take that away.
They go back to the ground now with Barkley. Down right around the 25. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Manning to throw on 2nd down. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off near the 26. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. But with that incompletion, Charles, a big story, as it always is come January. Head coaching changes around the NFL. If you count the situations in Cleveland, in Green Bay, that's 8 openings all told.
And that's about the number people were starting to predict somewhere around mid-season. I think out of all of them, the Marvin Lewis situation in Cincinnati, he had been there for 16 years. Many thought he might stay, but it seemed like it was a mutual deal where he decided to step down. But out of all of them, there may be 1 or 2 that may recirculate within the league and be a head coach at another spot.
Tough for Steve Wilks after just 1 season to be let go.
Yeah, that doesn't happen very often in this league. He was the unfortunate recipient of way too many injuries on his team. Never got a chance to get off the ground.
Well, they go with a tight end carry. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And they're going to face a 3rd down.
Richmond.
To throw is Watson. He may try and run for this. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first.
Someone knew exactly where he needed to get to pick up that first down now. I'm not so sure about the technique in getting there, but he went for it, and he got it.
Exactly. He knew where he needed to get, because remember, if he slides, when that derriere dips, if you will, that play's over.
The derriere dips, I like that one.
Yeah, been working on it for a little bit. On 1st and 10, Watson. Dancing to his left. Going deep for Hopkins. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
But one thing's for sure, when you get a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. On 2nd and 10, Watson being chased out left. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd, Watson. And he finds his man, Griffin. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
Watson on 1st down. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Kerry Wynn able to drop him for a loss of a couple. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12.
Come back, come back.
Now Watson. And he's going to go down again. Olivier Vernon in there to get him. And this pass rush strong now. That sacks on back-to-back plays. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal?
Hey, back 22.
Play action from Miller. Now Watson. Now he's gonna throw it back deep. Over. He's got it at the 15. A gain of 39 that time.
Well, they just treated 3rd and long as simply an opportunity to make an even bigger play. Normally, you're just trying to pick up the 1st down and you know where the sticks are. They took this thing way downfield. Confidence in the receivers to go up and make a play, even with defenders around them.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
4 down. Hey, blue 80. Blue 80. 2 jet. 2 jet.
They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
2 minutes remain in a scoreless first half. We're back to East Rutherford. But first, this timeout. The Texans on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Watson. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. It's hurry-up mode time for the Texans, hustling up to the line.
Come back, come back. Come back, come back.
Here we go on 4th. Watson. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Bill O'Brien rolls the dice, but to no avail. And the Giants are going to get the football back. Giants set to get the football back, and they're coming off a 5-11 season. Now, look, that's an improvement from 2017, but still it's 8-24 the last 2 years. So, okay, you talked about earlier their need to get big guys up front to protect the quarterback. You got the number 6 overall pick in this next year's draft. Where are you going?
You would think if you could get someone like a Quentin Nelson who went to the Colts last year, you would want to do that. But there's also a chance they can get their future quarterback with the number 6 pick. So you might have to go in that direction and then come back and get the big guys later in the draft. Sitting in that number 6 spot, they will have a good chance at getting one of the top quarterbacks in this year's draft.
To throw is Manning. Looking for his receiver, sharp, and it's intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
But the Houston Texans, as they come onto the field, obviously their offseason hit a little earlier than they wanted in January, making it to the playoffs, losing to Indianapolis. It was the first time that 2 AFC South teams had actually met in the playoffs when they squared off with the Colts.
And think about how the two of them began the year. Houston began 0-3. The Colts began 1-5, yet they both finished so hot. The Colts down the stretch, 9-1 in their last 10. Houston 8-2, and end up meeting in the playoffs. And both of them ended up winning on the other team's home field. The Colts did it twice. Houston did it once.
But as you said several times, hard for Houston to be completely disappointed with the ending. They have a lot to build on for next year. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Faking the give. Now Watson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Target. Hey, blue 80.
Here's Watson. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
The offense stays put. They failed twice already in this first half, but they're going to go a 3rd time here on 4th down.
Green 39.
Here's Watson. 20. Wide open receiver complete. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Black 22. Black 22. Come back.
On first down, it's Watson. And, it'll be intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. Well, Charles, the All-Pro team was announced a Friday before the playoffs started. Aaron Donald, the only unanimous choice. Let's see, the Chiefs had 4, Bears had 4. What stuck out to you about the All-Pro team?
Well, it's such a great year for Drew Brees at quarterback for New Orleans, the #1 seed in the NFC. Yet he's only second-team All-Pro because Patrick Mahomes had a magical season in Kansas City and deserved to be the #1 guy. How about the Chicago Bears going from worst to first in the NFC North? 4 players making the All-Pro team led by Khalil Mack. And then when you talk about rookies, the Colts had 2 that made it in Quentin Nelson, their offensive guard, and Darius Leonard, their linebacker.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Throwing is Manning. Open man right side is Ingram. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Receiver.
Manning now on first down. And he's hit and taken down. Eli's sacked. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. So no scoring in our first half. What will the second half bring as we are now back underway? This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And here comes the Giants offense back out onto the field. There are 0 points on the scoreboard for either side. It'll be interesting to see what adjustments were made. The defenses have obviously been great.
So if you like defense, this is a classic game. This is what you're looking for. But now you're trying to figure out how to gain any type of an advantage on offense. Is it through a big chunk play that they haven't seen before? Or is it just running your regular offense and running it better, trying to create an opportunity?
We'll see which avenue they choose to go down. To Barkley on the check down. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Now Manning throwing on 2nd down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Manning. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And they're going to try for the 4th down conversion. Manning in the offense staying put.
Hey, go 56. 27 for Sam. 27 for Sam.
They do go for it. It's Manning. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
After the interception, here's Watson. Incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Back to the air, Watson on 2nd down. It goes as a loss of 6. And now 3rd down. The Texans on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 16. Back to throw, Watson. He's going to go for a big play downfield. That's going to be caught. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And the key number on that play, 3. 3rd play of the drive, 3rd down, spectacular catch, turns into a 1st down.
1st down saves them from a 3-and-out. They've been in the red zone 3 times in this game and have not scored a single point. Can they break through here on 2nd and goal? They'll try to punch it in with Miller. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Lamar Miller taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Texans are in for 6. Well, these two teams battled through a scoreless first half. Finally, a breakthrough here in quarter number 3.
And I just wonder how that played for both of them psychologically, because when you battle through a scoreless first half, now you know that every possession is increasingly crucial. Who can put points on the board, make the other team chase? Wonder if you get a lift and if they get deflated a little bit.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Well, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3. The Giants on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Now Manning. It's caught. Shepard. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On 1st and 10, here's Manning. He dumps it off to Berkeley. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. Now a first down throw. Watson going deep for Hopkins. This is caught. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, 48 yards. And the Texans turn that interception into a touchdown. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And it's now 14-0. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Benardrick McKinney there to make the stop.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. A handoff to Barkley. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Now Saquon Barkley. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. To throw, it's Manning. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. They'll run for it with Barkley. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. Running left, it's Barkley. Not much there, maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
There goes 56, 27 to Sam, 27 to Sam.
A first carry for the Clemson man, Wayne Gallman. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. It's the Giants with possession of the football but needing points as we start quarter number 4.
Let's get it.
The Giants on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. Here it's 3rd and 3.
25, check 25, check 25.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
But it was stopped on that play. But he's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
Manning now to throw. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. On 1st and 10, Watson. Going deep for Hopkins. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Throwing again is Watson. Looking here for Smith downfield. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off around the 37. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Manning and the Giants come up now 1st and 10 at their own 44. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on 1st down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
Throwing is Manning on 3rd down. And Ingram hauls it in. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That'll put him at 77 yards receiving for the ball game. It's a 1st down. On 1st down, Manning finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down.
27 to Sam, 27 to Sam.
Now it's Barkley. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. This is Barkley, and he'll get this one down to about the 17. Jadeveon Clowney there on the stop. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Now let's find out they're going to stick with the run here on third down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up fourth down. Manning going to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Zach Cunningham with a pick. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Thought they had something going there to break that goose egg here in the second half, but to no avail.
Hope was alive until that interception. What a terrific play, taking the ball away after it looked like they were starting a drive.
And now that shutout still standing. You know that's something those defensive guys hold a lot of pride on, too.
No doubt about it. They're excited about where they are in this game.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Kerry Wynn in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. To throw on second is Watson. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Alec Ogletree in there to drop him, and sacks on first and second downs are going to lead to a 3rd and long. Going to need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal?
Richmond.
To throw is Watson. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
Tiger.
On first down, Watson going deep for Hopkins. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Watson to Hopkins for a huge hookup. 52 yards.
Richmond.
Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They isolate Hopkins on the left side. Watson now to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Kiki QT from 4 yards out. And the Texans will extend their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
And New York set to take the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Manning to throw on 2nd down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs. Throwing on 1st down is Manning. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Manning. To Shepard, complete over the middle. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. Throwing now is Manning. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Shepard. And he'll go down at the 28. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. On 3rd down, Manning. He finds Beckham complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Manning able to find OBJ there for a Giants 1st down.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. A handoff, Barkley running left. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And now prior to this 3rd and 1, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. The Giants on 3rd down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Manning. And Ingram's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Evan Ingram, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Giants are able to draw a bit closer.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. So now Eli and the Giants will line up and go for 2. Now Manning. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you try and throw quick hitters, quick slants, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
Rosas now to kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And now out comes Houston. Only one timeout defensively, so this should just be a simple kneel down.
I agree totally. I looked at my time management chart. It says take a knee, victory formation. They just have one timeout left.
Come back.
And that should be all she wrote.
By the way, it's a good thing you can read that because nobody else can.
Not with my chicken scratch, not at all.
Flag 22. Tiger.
And Watson's going to throw it here. Buying time to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Here's Watson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.